YouTube and Twitch. We're live. Hello. What's up? At this weekend we played Tri-Brigade Zoo again. This time we didn't go completely undefeated this weekend. However, we went 23 and 24 and 1. No, wait, no, that's wrong. 12 and 1. 12 and 1 this weekend. 24 and 1 altogether. Or I can't count. Anyway, we did okay. We did okay this weekend. Yesterday the giant card came second with this exact list. And then came first place at the main event on the Sunday. Going 7-0 in the main event, and then 5-1 yesterday the giant card. Anyway, I played Tri-Brigade Zoodiac. I like this deck. It's fun. Yo, thank you for the Twitch Prime. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying this deck. I have no other deck, really, so whatever. I do have Full Plunder, and I was tempted to play it, but we didn't play it. Anyway, let's quickly just get into the profile. I've explained everything to death so far, so I'm just not going to go into it too much. The standard ratios of triple Fractal, the triple Kit, the triple Nerval, soon to be super rare, and then 2 copies of Karis. This is the Tri-Brigade lineup I played. I don't think I have to explain this too much, but I'm going to explain Karis every single time. You only play 2 of this one. It's the worst one to open. You never want to open this one. You only ever want to search this. I did banish this. I banished both of these. A lot of desires, but it was fine because you don't necessarily need it if you're already playing. And then for the last 3 real monsters, I guess it's the 1 rat, the 1 Ram, and the 1 Whiptail. This is just the small Zoodiac package that we were playing. All of them come up. They're fine. They also just give you an extra kind of utility boost into the deck, which is kind of what it needed. And also, they kind of do combo well with the deck because of Rapier's ability with check and stuff. Being able to just make a free Fergie is pretty nice without having a Dragon too. For the hand traps, this has changed a little bit. So instead of playing only 5 hand traps in the main deck, which is just the Ash and Bells, I decided to play Ash, Gamma, and Driver in the main deck, but also 3 copies of Infib. So the reason behind this was I was expecting to play quite a few mirror matches and a lot of other experimental decks, and I think that the Drytron deck actually does sometimes fault with these cards, especially a Gamma Ash are pretty good against that matchup, and then Imperm's the only like kind of dodgy hand trap in that matchup, but even still, it's like still fine. It has uses. You can like sometimes Imperm Diviner and maybe that ends their turn, sometimes you Imperm their Fafnir and then sometimes that ends their turn, so it's got its uses. It's not the best, but it's very, very strong into the mirror match. Pretty much all of these are very good into the mirror match. I'd say the only kind of weak card is Ash, but yeah. I played 9 hand traps. I wasn't expecting to play Dragon Link at all, and I didn't. I didn't play against a single Dragon Link this entire weekend. Crazy. I probably would have lost if I played against that deck. On their spells, we're playing 3 copies of Tenki as usual. Working on the weekend as usual. 3 Desires, 1 Callby, and 1 Barrage. This has not changed in the slightest. And then for the trap cards, we've got 3 Torrential, 3 Solemn Strike, and 2 Revolt. So I've cut down Revolt down to 2 instead of playing 3 like last time, because this is searchable, and it's the exact same idea as Karis, where you don't necessarily want to open with this, you only realistically ever want to search it. We're playing 2 because it would be nice to play only 1, but we do play Desires, so we kind of do need to play 2. I never banished both copies of Desires, which is really, really nice. So yeah, these are traps I played. I do not regret keeping the traps in my deck. The traps save my ass so many times. I think they might be okay in the mirror match. If you have 1 hand trap and 1 of the traps, you're actually kind of fine a lot of the time. So it's nice. The traps actually overperformed, performed a lot better than I thought they would. I think Torrential was probably a bit worse than the other ones though. But yeah, very nice. Next up, we got for the extra deck. This extra deck is the exact same as usual. We got the Almirage, the Double Dragon Lord's Fairy Sheet. Only 1 Fairy Sheet and 1 Bearbrumm this time. Like I said, the only change from Lightning Overdrive, is just that you take out 1 Fairy Sheet for the 1 Bearbrumm. I never really missed the second copy of Bearbrumm, and that's nice. We got the 1 Rugal, 1 Hraesvelgr. This card's really good against Drytron, by the way. If you want a nice little tech against the Drytron, it's really good to end on the Hraesvelgr. Same thing with against Dino. Against Dino and Drytron, your interrupts aren't very good apart from Apollo. And if you have Apollo with like the Hraesvelgr, it's really good. Double Dragon Lords is actually just like really useless in those matchups. Next we have Access Code. You really do need to play that card. And then the 2 copies of Shurig to round out the Link monsters. And then for the XYZs, we got the Borbo, Tiger, Chak, and Dryden, and then the Zeus. Standard, like I said, it's not changed pretty much at all from last time, so whatever. And then for the side deck, my side deck changed a lot between the last time I played this deck and the current time. So one thing that's not changed is I still haven't found 5 more sleeves for this. So we're starting off with the 1 Pankratops. This card is very good in the mirror match now. The end board they're usually going for is like Rugal plus Revolt. And even if they go for a bigger version, bigger board of that, this outs a lot of the board already. The problem with Alpha is that Alpha just gets met with Revolt, whereas this guaranteed gets rid of at least 2 disruptions, which is really nice. This attacks over Apollo most of the time, attacks over most of the board most of the time, to be honest. And then I also cited 2 Nibiru. This was pretty much exclusively for dragons. Didn't play against any, so whatever. I never activated this a single time. I may as well have not put in my side deck. Next, we got the 3 Drone Lockbird. This is for Dino and for Drytron, obviously. And against Dragon 2 and against Shaddoll. It's got nice overlap against a lot of matchups. I don't think it's even bad in the mirror match, to be perfectly honest. Now, you will notice for my side deck that I'm not playing Lancia. These are all the monsters I'm playing in my side deck. And there's a reason for that. I do think Lancia is good. I do think Contact C is good. However, I'll get to it, okay? But I didn't play Lancia, I didn't play Contacting C, and I'm honestly glad I didn't. I didn't play that many of the mirror match, so it's fine. So, on to the rest of my side deck. I played the 3 Twin Twisters as usual. I didn't cut these for Harpies. I kind of wish I did play Harpies. If I had Lightning Storm, I probably would have played it over this. I didn't play. I think people are kind of off Blankets now and Shaddoll, so I think it's fine to maybe just call this for Lightning Storms. Lightning Storm is really good in the mirror match. Lightning Storm Call Monsters is pretty good, especially when they're in type board. It's always in attack mode anyway. So I kind of wish these were Lightning Storms, but it doesn't really matter. Next, we have. I'm just gonna hide the last card. Yes, I did not main Imperial Order. I'm sorry, it's blasphemy. I cited it. I didn't think this was as good as it was before, especially if more people are playing a mirror match. So I'd rather not. I'd rather just not main this. It's a lot worse going second. I think I really only want traps that are good going second, and even like Strike's not that great going second. But if you have Strike Torrential, it's pretty good into pretty much every board. So yeah, these are basically for going first. Yeah, that's really it. And then for the last 2 cards in my side deck, okay, so my idea was that for the mirror match and against Shaddoll and against mirror match, Shaddoll, and Drytron, and basically all of those types of decks, I would put in this against them. So I played 2 copies of Mystic Mind. There used to be the third one used to be in the main deck until I cut them. But the theory is that people should just be playing no back row removal against you. Now the problem is that I put the traps back into my deck, so people would still be siding back row removal. However, in the mirror match, against pretty much every deck, you just Mystic Mind them. They don't have an out. Hopefully, they don't have an out for a couple of turns. Now, this doesn't really work against Drytron. However, if you can somehow get through every single activation of Herald of Ultimateness, you win the game. And you essentially just take out every trap in that matchup anyway. So, like, if you get lucky, you get lucky. So, yeah. So, the idea is that you Mystic Mind them, and then you summon a Borbo. You point at their face, you go into Zeus, you clear their board, the game's probably won from there. You don't even need to Mystic Mind lock them. Against something like Shaddoll, they're probably not going to have Twin Twisters against you. You just slap this down going second, and you just wait a bit. You just wait. And it don't do anything, because that doesn't do anything. Now, what's the problem here? You're probably wondering. The one time I activated this card. I just assumed that my opponent banished all of their outs off of Desires, because it was a mirror match. And then they had Order, and then I lost. So whatever. That's not the match I lost, though. I still ended up winning that match, but yeah, it was sad. The one time I activated this card, I died. So whatever. So this was absolutely garbage. I didn't use this once at the Extravaganza. This could have been something else. This probably just should have been Lancia. This probably just should have been Contact C. So whatever. Whatever. And that's it. There you go. That's that was the deck profile. There is not much to explain apart from the side deck. That's the only part where it got really need to explain. I guess the 2 Revolt 2. But yeah. And that's it. That's the deck profile. If you want any more questions, you can... I stream live on Twitch. You can ask me questions all the time. Do I answer them? No.